But let's look at the question of leadership and what are the elements that mark it, and all you people that you've come across and witnessed. What is it that eternally keeps you chewing over this question, and what?
Well, in the first place, there's so much talk about leadership and so many books about leadership and so many great gurus who are making really serious money at giving you the 4 rules to be a great leader and the 5. I know one guy that makes a very lucrative profession out of this kind of stuff, and he's got 97 rules of leadership. I don't even know what leadership is. I tell you, the only thing I know, and in the teaching I do, and in the thinking I do, the question is, how do you get something done? How do you make things happen? What does it take to make things happen in this situation with these people at this time? I don't believe in these 1-minute manager kinds of things, and it's much more complex than that. I do think that people who get things done successfully and effectively are people in the first place who really care. You know, there's something that is really, really important to me that I want to achieve here. And not for myself, but I want to give Ted Kennedy the cause of my life, health care, making health care a right, not a privilege. One of Ted Kennedy's great strengths was that in those caucuses in the U.S. Senate, he really cared. So you have to have a reason. And the second thing I think you have to have is persistence. Boy, these things are hard, you know, and you have to be committed enough to what it is you're trying to make happen just to keep going. And this obstacle comes up and you figure out a way around it. You just, and you take what you can get, but you still keep going. So there's that persistence. And the third thing, as I've seen it and things I've done in my own life, it's networks, it's alliances, it's coalitions. You can't do it by yourself. You have to have, particularly in the public sector, you have to build coalitions and friendships and people. Somebody's 2-star general once said to me, you can't do anything in Washington by yourself. And so what that means is, right, that I'm going to come to you and I'm going to say, hey, I got this neat idea, will you support it? And you know what's going to happen is you're going to say, yeah, that's a good idea, but this part of it, I think maybe if you changed it this way, then I'm with you. So you and I've now got a package we agree on, and we take it to somebody else, and that person's going to say, gee, that's terrific, but had you thought about this? So what happens in the process of building coalitions and alliances and networks is that the project changes a bit and becomes something that a lot of us like. James Madison, founder of the American Constitution, not really very well known even by Americans. He writes the plan for the Constitution by himself. Montpelier is his state in Virginia. But he doesn't go to Philadelphia and say, hey, here you go, you guys, here's the way. He gets a Virginian delegation together in the same boarding house 2 weeks before the convention starts in Philadelphia, and they paw it over, right? And then it goes to the convention as the Virginia plan, not James Madison's plan. So I think those three characteristics.
And can you explain just the significance of the relationship now between the library and Queen's University and the amazing artifacts and everything you've managed to bring to Belfast this week? Why did you decide to do it, and the importance of it?
Well, Chris Johnson, along with Michelle Crawford's initiative for Peter, my son, and for me to come over and do these things. And Chris started to talk about this JFK memorial at Queens, and so I talked to my successor at the Kennedy Library, Tom Putnam, who's a wonderful fellow, doing a very good job. And he explained. I said, "There's some things that some originals that you could in the library loan thing work out." And he said, "Dan, you know, the government, the United States, the National Archives, gotten so strict now. I can't even lend originals to Senator Kennedy. But I tell you what we'll do. We'll selection of pictures and facsimiles, which you can bring over and they can have. They don't have to worry about security and insurance, any of that stuff." So that's what I did, and of course I have no authority over anything. I'm a total has-been. But I'm going to talk to Tom when I get back about see if there's some interest in establishing a continuing relationship here, and with the Queens, which I think would be very exciting. But obviously, it's not up to me; it's up to him. But I'm going to take make a good effort.
It's full circle for the Kennedys, and haven't in many ways had the same sort of focus on them in the north of Ireland as there has been in the south.
Well, exactly, and so I think it is an important initiative, and I've been thinking, we've been talking a bit about whether it should be restricted to JFK or whether Eunice changed the world, changed the way we view people we used to call mentally retarded, people who intellectually disabled, and Bobby, and of course Ted, whom we miss so much and will continue to miss. So that's really a decision, if Tom is interested, for Tom and the library and Queens to work out, and I'd be delighted if this thing blossomed into some continuing connection.
That's very good of you. You're going to come over every year then, give a week every year then to come to
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, Trevor. Peter and I have had a wonderful week, reunions for both of us actually, and I'd tell you the only problem with the week, Trevor, I just sit around all day. I haven't had anything to do. The fact of the matter is that I have a cigar a day, right? And tonight's Friday, isn't it? Is tonight Friday? Yeah, it's martini night, that's good. I brought a cigar for each day right now. I smoke a cigar a day. I'm going home with all but one. I haven't had an hour and a half
You just stop
sit outside and smell. Yeah, right. So it's been a full week.
They've got the last sou out of you, as we said.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Dan.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good.
Thank you. Okay.